So, welcome to VPX V2. You know what I'm saying? It's VPX. You know what's next, man. V2. So, look, this is going to be the first ever video on this channel. I'm starting to get this channel up and running because I feel like my main channel is starting to, build, and I want to build other channels while I'm at it. So, look, this title of this video is Faze Clan Destroyed by Disturbing Allegations by Kavos. Shout out Kavos, man. So look, apparently Temperr, Faze Temperr of the OG Faze Clan. We're like Rug, Rain, Banks. There was a lot more Faze members, but I can't get on top of my head. Jeff, obviously. And my man's apparently, I'm just gonna let the video speak for itself. I've seen a post about it on Instagram, and I was like, yo, there's no way. So I gotta see a full video on this. So hey, if you're new, hit the subscribe button. Like the video, you know what I'm saying? Comment down below, like, did you ever think this was going to happen? Or did you always think they was weird? Or I wouldn't say they, but somebody in the clan was weird. Let me know.
Another pedophile allegation. This time, Faze Clan are in complete disarray. The things that took place...
And also, before anything, I'm going to pause when I want. I don't care. I do what I want. It's my channel. So if I pause like this... It is what it is, but I'm not gonna do that. But just know.
Rain, Faze Banks, and the accused Faze Temperr was just absolutely insane. So this all started
Faze Temperr.
Faze Rain, ex-member of Faze Clan, went on stream saying that the reason he left was because there was some weirdo behavior in Faze and that he didn't fuck with it.
I want to put everything to do with me and Faze to rest, bro, because there is so much I haven't said. And honestly, at this point, bro, I don't give a f. I think I'm going to collect my thoughts tomorrow and I'm going to say everything, bro. Every single thing that I know, everything. And I'm going to collect my thoughts because I have an eidetic memory, so I remember everything and anything. You know what I'm saying? And there's bad shit because a lot of people don't even know why I left Faze. I wasn't even pushed out. I left. There's a fucking pedophile involved too, bro.
Bro, am I tripping? Or in the past few years, I think since COVID, I think I can say COVID now. Ever since COVID, whoa, voice crack. Ever since COVID, bro, why has everybody that's been a PDF has been start coming to light? Like, bro, it started happening recently, like a few years ago. Like, it just started going back to back to back. Like, Dr. Disrespect. That's like one of the biggest people, like, apparently bro cheated on his wife to date like, I don't understand. It's like, bro, you got all this fame, you got all this money, and you want to tarnish your fame for a little girl, bro? I don't understand it, bro. Like, why? What's the point? And Rain, I swear, didn't Rain get kicked out the first time because he had some stuff going on? Not like in terms of PDF, but like it was something else, wasn't it? Or am I tripping? I don't know.
I don't give a f if I get sued. I could give a f. I always stand up for what's right. That was the final straw, bro. That was the final fucking straw. But I've been fucked up over that pedo shit for like 2 years, bro. But I haven't said nothing about it. I haven't said shit. Somebody I grew up with, somebody I always loved.
And instantly people are trying to find out who is the freak, who is this sick person that Rain is accusing. Well, everyone rushed to Faze Banks saying that it was Faze Banks and it had to be him. He responded with a 9-minute video talking about how it wasn't him and revealing that the person Rain is talking about is Faze Temperr.
First thing I'm going to say in this video is I'm not a out. Rain is not talking about me. There, I got it out. It's a very heavy accusation.
Yeah.
It's a life-shattering, life-altering accusation, and that's why it's so heavy. Got a phone call about a year ago from Faze Rain, or a text rather. He's kind of going off just about all the reasons why he's upset with Faze, hates Faze, doesn't fuck with Faze, and he brings up that somebody's a pedophile. Nobody gives a fuck and nobody wants to talk about it. I'm like, what the fuck are you talking about? Call him. He's like, Banks, don't play dumb. We talked about this before. I'm like, Norton, pause. You're saying that Faze Temperr is a pedophile, which that is who he's talking about in the clip.
Mm,
There's a story and we're going to get into it.
damn.
I'm like, whoa, that's Tommy. That's our brother. This is who we started this Faze shit with. I'm calling him. That was the first thing I said. I'm calling him and I'm calling Apex because apparently this is something Apex is aware of as well. Norden and Tommy, or Norden and Apex are the closest on the team. So obviously, if Norden's going to talk to anybody about anything and be transparent, it's Apex. So I patched Tommy and Apex in the call immediately, and we sit on this phone call and we talk for a long time. We were on the phone probably for at least an hour, maybe even fucking 2 hours on the phone talking about this. And Tommy's first initial knee-jerk reaction to all this shit was, "What the fuck are you talking about?" Norden, no, this is not what the conversation was like. You're misremembering, you're misinterpreting. Obviously, Rain is coming back, standing firm on the fact that, no, you did say this. I do believe that you did this, whatever. This conversation I'm describing to you guys is a phone call from a year ago, but Tommy and Faze Rain had a conversation between themselves years ago. I might be misremembering it, but I think it was 3-4 years ago they talked about this, and that's how long these guys have been sitting on that for. So this gets brought up years later. It's obviously a very heavy accusation. Yeah, what can you do in that situation? The way we left that phone call off was, let's get to the bottom of this, let's handle it. I mean, Rain's talking about making videos, Rain's talking about this, and nobody's telling him not to. I mean, obviously, Tommy's like, bro, this isn't true, you're gonna fucking ruin my life. Tommy, for the record, is married, lives in the Midwest, has a kid, and is...
I'm not gonna lie, just because you're married does not excuse from what you did years ago, bro. Bro, what? Bro. Temper. Wow, interesting. And the fact that people said that Banks did it, nah, that's so messed up, bro. Like, they just looked at everybody, was like, no, it was Banks. Banks did it. Like, that's messed up, bro. That's messed up. That's horrible.
pretty much more or less off this internet shit. So
Because that's saying, like, people saying that you look like one of the type of people that do it. The fact that they called you first, hey, I wouldn't live with myself with that. I'm gonna lie.
you know, the implications, the ramifications rather, this has on his life, it's life shattering. You know what I'm saying? It's fucked. And I don't, for the record, also, I don't necessarily have any reason to believe that Tommy is a predator, pedophile. If that were the case, I wouldn't be following him. He would not be my homie. I would have spoken about this to some degree or handled it to some degree to a point where I was satisfied with the result. But this was a thing between Norden and Tommy, and Tommy's response was, "You're bugging, you're tripping. This is not true."
He says that there was some sort of phone call, but he doesn't remember. He doesn't believe that Tommy was a creep or a predator. So, you know, I came away from this video from Banks thinking that FaZe Rain was kind of lying or not telling the truth. This goes a lot further and deeper. But the way FaZe Banks describes it, and I think with what's come out now, is not full transparency. And we're going to find that out real quick. So after Banks' statement, Rain gets on stream to just fully air everything out now because
typical Rain fashion.
Banks is lying. He is accusing Temperr of sleeping with two 16-year-old girls. Is that
not one but two? No, not one but two, bruh. Not one but two.
That's true. That is just fucked. That's nonsense
GGs.
behavior. You can try justify it. The classic, oh, Asia consent here, Asia consent. Yeah, you can do that. But if it's true,
Still weird, bro.
I think you're a fucking nonce because that shit does not fly. This was Rain's response to Banks and airing everything out.
This dude looks me in my eyes and says, bro, I'm not gonna lie, I had a threesome with two 16-year-olds. I'm like, bro, what? Like, how could you tell me that after I'm telling you the 3 rules I have to why I'll never have your back as a friend? On my mother's heartbeat, that's what he said. He looked me in the eyes and he said that. I told Banks and I told Apex immediately. I even told Lee Trink. I have texts with fucking Lee Trink from then. It was right before everything fucking blew up with the SPAC and FaZe went public and whatnot. And he dropped me off home and we haven't talked since. That's why you guys are always like, bro, why don't you play CS with him? Why don't you play this with him? I don't want to say it, bro. I feel fucking bad. I feel bad. I know it's wrong. I know what he did is wrong, but I just hope people can understand like what it's like to have somebody you've known for half your life that you love, that you hope that your kids would have been friends and shit like that. Like, I don't know. It made me sad, bro. Broke my fucking heart. I didn't even want to bring this up, Banks. I didn't. I didn't even want to bring your name up in this, bro. But you made that video. I don't know if we're about to watch it in a little bit, but it's just, you lied in that video. You're making shit up. Bro, even that tweet that you posted under, I screenshotted in case you deleted it because I just don't trust you, bro. And I don't trust what you said there. You said some bullshit at the end of that tweet. What'd you say? You said, here, I'll pull it up here. Like you said,
They about to put up on the screen?
all concluded and Tommy didn't admit to it. Yes, he did. And you called me and you said, bro, this is so fucking bad. This is so fucking bad. He said he's gonna kill himself if this shit ever comes out. And that's why I feel extra fucking bad, bro. That's why I feel extra fucking bad. You told me he would kill himself if it came out. And you guilted me into not doing it. You guilted me into not saying it because you're like, if he kills himself, that's gonna be on you.
Damn.
For that. So I don't know what the fuck to do, bro. And I had an epiphany yesterday. I'm like, bro, why have I been holding this information for this guy for 2 years? But I know he doesn't give a fuck about me. He doesn't give a fuck about anything that happened. It's just I felt bad. Why do I always feel so bad for people?
Quite frankly, yeah, this is something people should know if it's true. Like, this is unacceptable. Well, Temperr comes out firstly with this video calling out Rain, saying he's disgusting. These accusations are not true. How could he even do this?
The fact that I'm even having to respond to this and to that my name is in the same breath as the word pedophile is so sick, twisted, and insane. This is disgusting. Anybody that knows me knows I'm not that type of person.
Them skateboards kind of hard.
From what you called me. And I will never be that person. It's so mind-blowing that someone that I really built a brotherhood with, someone that I really considered a brother, that I invited to my baby shower, that I always looked after and took care. And then when you were going through your darkest days, I was there for you and I was making sure that you were good. When you were in a wheelchair for 2 years and like I was so gutted at the fact that like you couldn't walk again. And then all of a sudden you were able to walk again. And I was the happiest person in the room. There wasn't a single soul that was happier for you than me. Brother, I have known you since you were 14 years old, talking to me about when you were suicidal in these Skype chats, and I was there for you then. And I've been there for you this whole time. You talked about how I rated you the other day, even though when you first brought this up a year ago, and I believe that you brought it up just for money purposes, that you wanted money out of Faze. Like you stated that a year ago in the conversation with me, Banks and Apex. You stated if you don't get paid that, you're going to air this out. That is blackmail. This is not like, you know who I am. You know the type of person I am. I am not what you called me. I'm fucking gutted, bro. And I'm pissed that you even put my name in that light, because now all I care about is my family, bro. Like my biggest concern is my family, my wife and my kid. Now my kid has to grow up and see this, then see that his father is in the same, that my name is in the same light as what you just called me. It's fucking sick. When I bring my son to school, right, and the other parents get to figure out who his dad is, and now they're associating me with that word.
Get some water.
You don't even understand the levels of damage that you just inflicted into my life, into my family's life, into everything that I built. I have put my heart and my soul into Faze Clan in ways that you and Banks and Apex know more than anybody. I brought you guys on because you guys deserved it, and I felt like you deserved it, and I broke bread with you completely. Split the company with you. And made sure that you were good. And even at times where like you were trashing the company, I still stood out for you and I still said he should still get paid. And I was looking out for you, you know? And I wanted you, and even throughout all this stuff, like in a way, I wanted you back in, even though you said this. And that just goes to show you my heart. You know, I'm disgusted by your actions, by the person you've become. You haven't always been this way. You're a really nice kid. I don't know what happened, what got into you.
You know, he's kind of just playing the I was always there for you card. How can you do this to me? And denying any wrongdoing. It all comes crumbling down for Faze Temperr because the heat gets a bit too hot. Before we get into Temperr's second response, Banks jumps on the stream with Faze Rain and they talk about this stuff, and it becomes quite clear that Rain's story has a lot more credibility than Banks was giving credit for in his initial response video.
You know what I'm saying?
The only two people that could possibly know what you guys said in that call to each other are you and Tommy.
Yeah.
Obviously, it's like, again.
No, but
it's
he
as
did
heavy
admit it in the call with us four. He did. He did say, yeah, she was 17. The other one was watching.
Yeah. He talked about New York, 17, law.
Yes.
I don't.
Yeah, and you
remember
called
guys-
me
I just
after and you
remember
said,
guys arguing. I just remember you guys arguing back and forth, and I just remember it being fucking crazy.
So there we get
Damn.
a confirmation from Banks that he did in fact hear that Temperr slept with, now it's a 17-year-old, and Rain said the other one, who was either 17 or 16, was watching. This was not clearly portrayed in Banks' initial response, that he heard this was something that was actually talked about. And now on stream, we actually get someone else, Banks, another witness, who confirmed this conversation did take place. And Faze Rain has had a history of, you know, I don't like saying it like this, but just for the sake of this, going off the rails a little bit and making these kind of sporadic videos, let's say. So it's a lot easier to cast doubt on him, which I felt Banks' initial response did. Whereas now, oh, we're getting to the bottom of things a little bit here.
he said it was a threesome with a 16-year-old when it was a single with a 17 and one was watching. God knows why he lied and said it was a threesome. God knows why. Especially when I'm telling him how fucking demonic and evil that shit is and how I'll never have your back. That's what he said. It's what he
Banks and Diddy is
okay?
crazy.
So then he goes in the call that we had after with me, you, Apex, Tommy, and he said it was a 17-year-old. He admitted it, bro. He did. And then he said, if this shit ever comes out, bro, I have a kid now, I have a wife, I'll kill myself. And you called me after, you're like, bro, you never talked like that. Please don't do it, bro. I don't want him to fucking kill himself.
I do remember
Yeah.
that, by the way.
Yeah.
That's
And
is
again,
true,
bro,
and
nobody,
we
like,
call you
I get
Sam,
people
never
are on your fucking
heard of
dick, but they're wrong for that too, brother. There is absolutely zero proof on this man. He never told me anything of him doing any shit like that. We're talking about Tommy here.
So now we get more insight that apparently Temperr was emotionally blackmailing them to not release anything. What we do have confirmation of is that Banks heard the phone calls. He was there. Temperr did admit to sleeping with someone who was underage. So after Temperr denied, you know, any wrongdoing, kind of trying to make Rain look bad for even touching on this, Temperr gives his final response, which is a hell of a lot different.
Yeah,
to
let me hear
his
this.
Initial response.
My private life is being aired out for public entertainment, and I'm being forced into an impossible situation. So now, one day, my children are going to see this video, and they're going to know about, you know, sexual experiences and the type of person that I...
No. Don't tell me you're about to admit to this. And then you're talking about your children, bro. You put yourself in a situation. If you're about to say you did it, put yourself in the situation. Oh man, yo.
I was before I met their mother. And let's just start at the top. So a lot of what Norton was saying of the type of person that I was is true. Not all of it. I was a reckless kid. I was very misguided. I was in and out of relationships. And I didn't know any better, right? And so one day, I met Emma, and Emma was the love of my life. Like this, I fell in love with this girl, and I wanted to marry this girl, and I never had wanted to marry anybody before that. I never wanted to get married, and I was just blown away. So this is the girl
Okay.
I wanted to spend the rest of my life with, but because of all the baggage that I had, and all the shit that I went through, and just the person that I was, I pushed her away. You know, she did not want to be with me, and she ended things, and that broke me and sent me into a dark, dark place. Soon after that, I was just that lost soul again, going to parties, partying, and just being a fool. And then one day I go to New York, and I go to this club that's 21 plus, and I link up with a buddy there, and he invites a couple girls, and I end up going back with these girls. We're all shit-faced, and I end up going back with these girls to my hotel room. I slept with one of them, and I found out after that this girl was 17.
Okay, so you're 21 minimum plus. I don't know how old Temper is now, but he was 21 minimum, right? Went to now. Why was the How did the 17-year-old get into the 21 plus club though? That's one of the questions. How did Interesting. So you didn't even ID him? You know what I'm saying? I'm guessing he thought because he was in a 21 plus club, they was 21 plus. But my brother, you never ID'd him? I would have made sure. Nowadays, you gotta ID anybody. Man, a grown ass woman can say they 30. Hey, I'm gonna need to see some ID. I'm looking like a damn a correctional officer. I'm gonna need to see some ID. Knowing from pure brain knowledge, after the girl broke up with him, he wanted to try to get a rebound, in which rebounding right after that got to be one of the worst rebounds of your life because now you're just doing it out of lust and not love. So he went to the club and was just trying to go crazy and try to get his mind off it. But the rebound wasn't what he expected, and now this is now going to ruin his career. But some people might like, oh well, how did a 17-year-old get inside the club? Yeah, that's true. L in the club, but at the end of the day, he could have avoided this by simply saying, "Where's your ID?" You gotta be a correctional officer. But it is what it is, man. It is what it is.
And that's the age of consent in New York. But regardless, I was sick to my stomach. It was just extremely uncomfortable knowing that and thinking about the situation.
I gotta see some ID.
And that was it. And so shortly after that, or however long after that, Emma and I got back together. And
Oh no, now your wife gonna see this, man. You might get divorced, homie.
Better man, and doing what I have to do to heal
I don't know.
myself and heal like all the trauma that I had, and just work on myself on being a better man. And not too long after that.
Wait, hold on, man. Wait, so this is true? Like, people do get back together like this? Y'all broke up? I guess because he ain't cheat, but like, still, like, during that time, she could have maybe got with another dude. I'm not gonna lie, me personally, if I get with somebody, we break up, you get with another dude, y'all do whatever, then you try to get back with me, I'm not going back. Simple as that. I don't know. That, to me, I don't know. Because if you really wanted me that bad, you would have been working on yourself, trying to fix yourself, and then we would have came back to this later. But obviously, people when they're young, they don't really care about that. That's why like most people nowadays don't even get married. They will have baby mamas, all the stuff like that. They would rather get put on child support than you taking half of everything. Because I mean, I'm not even gonna get nah. I might as well say it like because what's the really the point of like marriage though? From a man's standpoint, like imagine working so hard and then you marry a woman, whatever, and then let's say it don't work out, she hits you with the divorce papers, bro. It's a rare chance you're gonna get your lump sum. You know what I'm saying? Most of the time, it's in the woman's favor. So all your money that you earn, whatever, gone, like a samurai, gone. That's tough.
Pose. And a few months later, we found out she's pregnant.
Oof.
And now I realize I have a child on the way. So I have to put my self-growth in overdrive because my child does not deserve to live a life where he picks up the bad habits that I had growing up. And so the last few years of my life have been on super fixated on just becoming a better man, husband, and father. That's been my number one focus, and it's something that I needed for myself. And I wish that I started earlier. I wish that I didn't put the love of my life through all the things that I put her through, and that was it. And so this allegation of me being called a pedophile is fucking insane. Anybody that knows me knows I am not a pedophile or even anything close to that, including Norden himself. So this is something that is going to follow me around forever. And it's just sick because people on the internet will take things and twist it into something that it isn't, and just keep running with it. and now I just have to deal with the repercussions, you know. And so that's the unfortunate part about this reality. But that's it. I mean, there was nothing else to it than that.
But yeah, Temperr admits that he did in fact sleep with someone who was 17. He goes, you know, age of consent in New York, 17, and he was a lot older. I don't know the exact age.
Yeah, I don't know either.
It's kind of not been shared or like clearly stated, but Temperr's 32 years old, and they are saying this was told a couple years ago, at least 3 or 4 years ago. So even
Oh man, you're like 10
around
years.
28 years old, sleeping with a 17-year-old, which to me, that is fuck. That is creepy behavior. Now, he has a story.
10 years?
21 plus club, you know. These girls were in the club, and
Is he gonna say what I just said though?
he assumed they're 21. Like, stuff like this, you need to check, you need to see. And because Temperr like lied and came out of that response trying to make Rain out to like not be credible, I don't know how much I believe Temperr's story now, especially because apparently he told Rain, first of all, he had a 3-way with 2 underage girls, and now it's just 1 underage. You know, there's so much here now that's muddied, and you know, you can't, there's never going to be any proof, so it's just, you know, Temperr versus Rain. However, what we do know is that Rain was telling this story that has been confirmed by Faze Banks and now confirmed by Temperr, whereas if Temperr had it his way and certain details didn't come out, Temperr wouldn't have done anything or even admitted this. Now, do I think you can label him as a pedophile? You know, the word pedophile has been so lost in the recent years with YouTubers and allegations. Do I think this guy goes around looking for kids? No. Do I blame Faze Rain for leaving Faze after finding that out, that Tommy kind of said it to him and admitted this to him, and Faze Rain was told it was a threesome with 2 underage girls? Yeah, I wouldn't want to associate myself with anyone like that either. It's just completely fucked. And the thing is, like, it's just, why is there always just some shit? Like, no matter what, like, it could be anyone. It could be fucking FaZe Clan or this influencer you would never expect.
Yeah, and all this stuff, yeah.
Pour out years later, and you know, it becomes a thing. It's just never ending. What do you guys think down below? Thanks for watching. Now, fuck off and get out.
Was 27, 28, messing with somebody at 17, bro. And if you're 27 and 28, why are you not checking for ID, bro? It don't matter if it's a 21 plus club. You know, you've been around for damn near 30 years. You know your underage women get inside these young clubs by finessing. Hey man, how you feel about this? I'm not gonna lie, personally, he's cooked. If he gets a divorce after this, I would not be surprised. This is insane. The fact it didn't your kid now has to grow up, and then he's gonna watch this video because the internet never dies, and he's gonna be like, damn, dad, why did you mess with a 17-year-old? And it's gonna live with him for the rest of his life. So if you're new, hit the subscribe button, like the video while you at it. It's VPXV2. What's up with you? I'm out. Peace.